I was not thinking that my garden was gonna make it through 10 degrees. Hello, welcome to your little urban homestead. I am Asia and I'm an urban gardener growing in a small space out in my backyard. Today, I wanna give something a try. I have been saying for I don't know how long that I really think that I can propagate collard trees. And so we're gonna do that today. I'm also gonna show you around the garden. Things did die. Things did die. But first, let's go check on these chickens because they started laying again, y'all. I was so excited. I have 3 chickens laying right now. And I'm starting to clean out my freezer. And so this is broccoli and this is some kind of green. I'm gonna give that to them too as a treat today. Who laid their egg right here? Why would you do that? Actually, I mean, I know who laid their egg right here, but why would you do that? Those are the only treats I have. I need to order some. Sorry. They're chasing me around because they're like, that is not what we normally get. What is this foolishness you've given us today? I don't have any. They'll end up eating what I put out eventually. Actually, they're eating it now. Can y'all see it? But they were waiting for them treats. Either their GrubTerra treats or their scratch grain. And I don't have either right now. But I did get one egg laid completely in the wrong place. She does that sometimes. I don't know why. She lays huge eggs though. She's a majestic Moran. She lays beautiful, huge eggs. So that's pretty cool. So I also want to be clear that this whole garden is not alive. So let's look at it real quick. I'm going to tell you what I'm keeping, and between, you know, now and before it gets cold again, I'm going to pull a lot of this stuff out. So this kohlrabi is good to go. Like, I can harvest this, and I will. And I do pull my things. If you are new here, I don't leave roots in the soil, but that's a good kohlrabi. Maybe not. I didn't see that. We got some rot on that, but the other side might be okay. We're going to take it in the house. So this is another kohlrabi, which probably has some rot on it too. It doesn't look like it though. I haven't been out here to actually look, so we'll leave that one. We are gonna leave the cabbages. They look just fine. Now these 2 broccoli, more than likely we're gonna pull. The Brussels sprouts, we're not gonna pull them, but we're gonna pull all the lower leaves. Don't think they're gonna get any taller, but there are Brussels sprouts in there and I would like them to grow larger. So we will be doing that on camera today at some point. The other thing we're gonna do is I talked about the collard trees. All of these stems that have come out of this one stem, I'm gonna pull them off and I'm gonna plant them in pots. I do believe I can get a whole plant from these and then plant them again. So we're gonna do that today. Of course, we're gonna leave the snapdragon. Looks bad, but the green leaves look really good. So this bed right here, pretty much probably going to, once we fertilize, we'll see what we're doing back here. Like this one, absolutely is gonna come out. It's going to die. This could come back. The top leaves still look good. So we'll see. Gonna harvest this broccoli because I think it's still edible. However, I'm not sure. I know it's not gonna get any bigger. The one that was in the middle died. I pulled that out and gave it to the chickens. That one over there, pretty much the same as this one here. We're gonna leave this cabbage because it looks fine. It feels fine. I think that it'll just start growing again. Then we have another kohlrabi. We're gonna leave that. The broccoli's in the bag. So the leaves at the top look fine, but my goodness, let me show you one. That's pretty much dead. That brown, see, I can bend it. So it's pretty much dead. I was not thinking that my garden was gonna make it through 10 degrees, no matter how many fences I have up, no matter what the microclimate is. I definitely didn't think this garden was gonna make it through 10 degrees, and most of it did not. So the cabbages in the bags look fine. This is a cauliflower, and it does not look fine. It is toast. So that'll be something, oh, it's still frozen, it appears. Some of it is still frozen because that's not coming out at all. That cauliflower looks pretty bad too. These broccolis look bad as well. Everything in this bed except for the Brussels sprouts. These cabbages, they look okay, but they even look pretty bad. The Lacinato kale, I'm gonna leave it because Lacinato kale is pretty cold hardy. So I'm just gonna see what happens here. And then over here, these things look like they didn't really make it through. They look pretty bad. This is a cabbage, and if you looked at the other cabbages, this looks pretty bad. And then here, this kale looks fine, but then the broccoli in the bed, of course the actual heads look terrible, but these actual leaves don't look as bad as, like, say, this one. Oh, in the collard bed, that's a cabbage. But some of the collards just look really good. They're very cold hardy. So we're not going to pull any of the collards. They look pretty good. You know, you got some burnt leaves, but the middle leaves look really good. So there are some things that made it, and there are some things that did not. Right now, though, we're about to go pull these leaves off of the Brussels sprouts. I'm going to give that to the chickens. They'll have even more of a treat. And then we're going to start on the collard trees. So basically, I'm just going to take off all of these leaves. They're not snapping, so I'm just kind of twisting them off. Brussels sprout leaves are edible, but these have been burnt by the cold, and that's why I'm going to give them to the chickens. And then hopefully those few Brussels sprouts will get larger and I can make some Brussels sprout hash. All right, so now that's what the Brussels sprouts are looking like. Those are the Brussels sprouts we got. This is like the best ever for me. I've never had even this much success with Brussels sprouts, so I'm excited. I gave some of the leaves to the chickens and some of the leaves to the quail. I have to share the wealth around here. And the quail are doing very well. I'm very happy. They're doing very well, just as an update for you all. So now, let's grab those tree collars. I do think this is gonna work. I'm pretty sure it's gonna work. So basically, all I'm gonna do is cut right on the, oh, I don't even have to cut because the plant wasn't very strong. We're gonna replant those. That's how we're gonna propagate them. And they should grow roots. And then this will make a whole new plant. Yeah, I don't have to cut. So that's 2. I could probably take these little ones too. Yeah, see, that's rooting. Do I need all of these collard plants? No. Can I give them to somebody else? Yes. I'm gonna leave this stem, see if it'll grow anymore. It might, like it did for me in the fall. You never know. Gonna see. Okay, so super excited. Bootstrap Farmer sent me some 5-inch pots. If you are not new here, you know that I do not enjoy potting up. And these are already pretty big, and so I could put them in here. And if they do root, then I won't have to pot them up before it is time for me to plant out for for spring. So I'm excited about that. I'm pulling the lower leaves off. Most of the lower leaves is what I'm pulling off because I really just want to put the stem into the soil. So I'm gonna plant it as deep as I can. Another good reason for these pots is because this can go this deep in that pot, and then it should root. I'm gonna keep y'all updated, but that's what we're gonna do. So I have my same soil that I start seeds with. It's a potting mix. I'm just gonna fill these up and start to put these plants in here. And all of these leaves we'll give to the chickens and the quail. That was very simple to fill. We love that for me. So I'm just gonna make a deep hole in here, as deep as I can get it, which is pretty much at the bottom. And then I'm gonna drop this in. Oh goodness, I'm making a whole entire mess, y'all. Let me see. Let's do it like this, because I want it to go all the way to the bottom, because I'm pretty sure the roots are gonna grow from the stem by doing this. And I'm gonna water from the bottom, and these are gonna go in the greenhouse. By the way, what I didn't show you is it also has a tray to hold these in place in the other tray. So that's really cool. I like that too. And I did all blue because these are all tree collards. If I decide to try to propagate something else, I will put it in a different color pot. It's just very sturdy. Everything's very sturdy that I get from them. I love that. Sturdy means it'll last for a long time, and that's what we need in the gardening world for sure. Again, I use the black ones that I got from like Amazon, the little plastic ones. They last a few seasons, but I think that these are gonna last a whole bunch of seasons. So, all right, I'm using my hori knife, something like a hori knife, to just put a pretty big hole all the way down to the bottom of this. And then I'm just gonna drop the best ones I have in there, And like I said, making sure I pull off the lower leaves like that, and then drop it down in there. Push it down as far as it can go. If I don't have enough pots out here for the smaller ones, we'll just give them to the chickens. So just like that, pulling it off. Cutting it would be better. I didn't bring anything small enough to cut these. Oh, it's gonna be so cool if these grow. I've been thinking about this for I don't know how long. And then when Bootstrap Farmer sent me these trays, I was like, oh, I'm definitely gonna give it a try. And people have been asking, where did I get these from? I got them from Project Tree Collard. She is on Instagram. So if you want to get some, go and visit her over on Instagram, because she sells all kinds of varieties. And like this one already had a root, so that's cool. And it was not its own plant, so I do think this is gonna work. Right, and so we have basically potted these up, and we're going to see if they will propagate and grow us just a whole bunch of collard trees. I'll add a little bit more soil around this one because it is pretty tall. Now the trick to propagating just about anything is making sure the soil stays moist. So I got some rainwater and I took one out. I'm just gonna pour that water down into the bottom. The soil will soak it up and the plant will be moist, and we should get some propagation in here. Super excited, y'all. Nice. So I need to go ahead and fertilize the seedlings, right? So in the house I did 1 tablespoon, I think, to a gallon. My watering can is 2 gallons, so I'm gonna do 2 gallons to 2 tablespoons. So just like the last time, I don't have a tablespoon, but I have a teaspoon, and 1 teaspoon equals, 3 teaspoons equal 1 tablespoon. And I am using fish emulsions. I still like to show it in case you're new here. I also want to say that I want to use comfrey tea. Fish emulsions is what I like the most right now that I have been able to actually use. Comfrey tea I started last year, but I don't have enough of it to continue to fertilize with. So fish emulsion it is. This smells awful, but it works to fertilize the seedlings, who now live outside. And we love that for me. Just gonna make sure I top it all with the rest of the water. And then we're going to mix. By the way, the leeks are coming up. We planted those. We didn't plant them together, I don't think, but I told you about them. They're finally starting to come up. This soil is actually pretty dry, so perfect time to fertilize them. All right, now we put them back. I love bottom watering. Tray number 2. My Vates collards did not do well. I had 1 collard, but got a good amount of spinach. That was nice. And last but not least are our onions that still don't look the best, but we're still going with it. Uh-oh. Just need them to be good by February. All right, that's it. So before I go, I want to show you something. We have pepper plants. They're germinating. Then we got some back there too. Oh, and then our microgreens. I just watered them. I completely forgot to put water in them today. Microgreens, because they're grown in such shallow soil, I am finding they need water, a lot of it. But also, I've been eating them. I mean, they're absolutely delicious and they're very good for you. So I wanted to show you that. But also, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to visit me over on Instagram, where I post about the things going on in my garden almost every day. Bye, y'all.